Okay, welcome to a little Star Citizen update. This week has been Smuggler's Week for me.
Han Solo. I'm Captain of the Millennium Falcon.
So, what I decided to do, I had heard about this secret drug lab on the moon of Yela, so I went in search of it, and they said the way to find it, it's not marked on the map, but there are missions that sometimes take you there. So, I picked up a mission, flew there, picked up some goodies, some of this toxin stuff, and some Widow. The Widow must be nasty because it's pretty expensive. So I picked up this stuff and I took off, and I did mark. I used 2 or 3 other locations on the planet to try to sort of triangulate myself so I could find this place again. Because like I said, it's not marked on the map. So I did that, and I thought I'd done pretty good, but the problem is it's really out in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing around this place. So all the locations are pretty far apart from where I was. I leave the planet, and I go to... I decided I wouldn't sell my stuff. I needed to log out, so I went back to Port Olisar, stored my ship, came back a couple days later, and decided to sell my stuff. So I said, well, let me not sell my stuff just right yet. Let me go back. Let me see if I can find this place again from my carefully documented coordinates. So I went back to Yela. I searched for the place, and
I have a bad feeling about this.
I could not find it. It was at night. I couldn't find it, and so I waited till the day. I couldn't find it again, so I waited. I waited for another mission to show where it was, because I just wasn't finding the place after a couple hours. Another mission shows up. I go back to the site, but this time I did a little bit smarter. In getting to the site, I took careful notes about how I got there. You know, travel so many kilometers from this orbital marker to the next one, then turn toward this thing and travel so many kilometers. And so I took notes of how to get there this time. And I went back to this drug lab. I picked up more of this illegal contraband stuff because I want to be Han Solo.
It's me,
I want to be a smuggler. I want to be the nice smuggler.
Han Solo, the rebellion general?
No, the smuggler.
And so I did all this, and I took off. And I decided, okay, let me try to sell my goods. So I go to sell my goods. I said Grimm Hex. It's kind of a seedy pirate place.
You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
It turns out that they really didn't want it. They wanted half of it. They wanted the toxin stuff, but they didn't want the Widow stuff. And so I was very confused. It's like, why don't you want it? You're supposed to be pirates. You're supposed to want nasty stuff.
Well, that's the real trick, isn't it?
But they didn't really want it. So as I'm leaving the elevator, the game crashes. Okay, so that was a bummer. End of that day. So the next day, I log back into the game, and I decide, okay, the game crashed, but now my body is in Port Olisar, my ship is out on Grimm Hex, so rather than claim my ship, because if I claim my ship, I'm going to lose all my cargo, and that Widow stuff was pretty expensive, so I decided, not only did I not want to lose my cargo, but let's play the game like Star Citizen. Let's be citizens of the stars. What would I do in real life? Well, I'd have to get a taxi out back to Grimm Hex.
What's the cargo?
Only passengers, myself.
So I put out a call on the local general chat, and I said, hey, can somebody give me a ride to Grimm Hex? And this really cool dude, Pain Ninja, as his pen name in the game goes, he's like, yeah, I'm on my way there. I'll be there to Port Olisar in a few minutes, give you a ride. So the guy shows up. He's really cool. We chat a little bit, through the game chat online. He picks me up in his ship, and he has this really cool Origin ship. It's like, that BMW model. It's an X85. It's a small ship, but it's a 2-seater, and I'm just loving it. His ship is really sleek and cool and detailed.
She's fast enough for you, old man.
So I get out, and like I said, the guy's really cool. He's like, hey, I'll just hang out here for a few minutes and see and make sure you get your stuff. So I go in, and sure enough, there's my ship. Cargo's still full. Everything's cool. I get in my ship. I spawn it, and I decide, okay, let me try again to go find this secret drug lab, now using the coordinates that I had. So I fly back to Yela to try to find this place, and I follow my mapping, that I'd made about how to get there. And it seemed like it worked pretty good. Problem was, the location was on the dark side of the moon. Daylight had not risen there yet. So I'm flying at night. I'm just having to use my sort of readings and layout. I look around for the place, and I do kind of fly up over a couple mountains very carefully because I can't really see very well. I couldn't find the place.
Our ships have completed their scan of the area and found nothing.
So I decided to just wait. I just parked myself on a little mountaintop ridge, just waited for the beautiful sunrise to come up over Yella. And sure enough, when sun came up, I was able to look around, found the lab, bought some more stuff, took off from Yella, and said, okay, well now I really do need to sell some of this stuff. So I went to Levski. I thought maybe Levski wants it, so I fly out to Levski. I go there. They want the altoxin stuff, but it turns out I found out they will buy the Widow, but they'll only buy it in very small quantities. They'll only buy like an SCU worth. So I thought, well, that's fine. But you know what? I'm really greedy now. I am the greedy smuggler.
If money is all that you love, then that's what you'll receive.
But mainly I want to test my ability to be able to find this place back on Yella again, this drug lab, with my instructions. So I fly back to Yella, I follow my instructions, I go down to the planet. This time it's been a while, so it's during the daylight hours, and sure enough, I am able to find the place pretty quickly. So I think now my instruction, I can get back to this place whenever I want. But I've got all this stuff with me. It's hard to sell. I went back to Port Olisar, stored my ship overnight. I've gone back to Grimm Hex and back to Levski a couple times. So I am kind of slowly unloading this stuff, but people don't want very much of this Widow, whatever this nasty Widow stuff is. So I am being a smuggler.
You're Han Solo!
But I'm realizing, man, I don't have many customers. It's hard to unload this illegal substance. So that's kind of been my week here, and I thought I would just let you know my Han Solo week has been pretty cool. I've really enjoyed it, and I used the fact the game crashed as a way to actually turn it into my own little mini mission to get back to Grimm Hex and catch a ride and all that. It's been a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. Talk to you next time. See you later.